You Can Keep Going by Sheel. Over the course of 2020 and 2021, I've seen many students lose their will to do their work. This academic year has been very mentally draining, and many students have lost motivation to do assignments. Students being overstressed and losing motivation is a big problem that stems from the increase in homework, loneliness, and the lack of communication due to the pandemic. If we don't try to help these students, their grades may drop and they could potentially suffer from mental illness. I speak from experience, and because of this, I think I have a way to help solve this all too common problem. My plan is to create a project called You Can Keep Going, or YCKG. YCKG is a non-profit initiative ran by volunteers that will help distress students. These volunteers will consist of high school and college students, as they want to focus on younger students talking to people who they can relate to. Firstly, YCKG will host online one-on-one sessions via Zoom. Simply email the YCKG email I've created and get a one-on-one session with the volunteers set up at a time you desire. I believe students will be more comfortable with private sessions and be able to speak their mind. However, my plans don't stop at online meetings. I believe I can expand to a hotline students can call to discuss their problems. This hotline will be toll-free and will be easy to contact since many students have phones, and will be easier for volunteers to manage. Finally, YCKG can have its own podcast show. For this, I will feature a volunteer as a guest who will highlight situations and problems students submit and provide advice. In case students don't have the time to participate in online sessions or don't have a phone to call the hotline, they can always send requests to the podcast by email. I was going to get a test episode for the podcast film before my project completion, but the volunteer I would have on the show had to delay to this weekend. Regarding my plans to gather volunteers, I've currently been reaching out to family friends to serve as volunteers. First, I reached out to family friends in high school and college and explained the concept of YCKG. Then I asked them if they were willing to share their experiences in overstressing and procrastination and how they dealt with it. Finally, I asked if they could take part in YCKG as a volunteer. However, asking family friends is not the only way I intend to recruit volunteers. I want to appeal to National Honor Society members who can use the volunteer hours from this program, and I plan on advertising at high school through billboard postings and posters. These advertisements will give an overview of YCKG before redirecting students who are interested to a website. This website will include a form to gather information on those who are interested in signing up as volunteers. Finally, I would also like to advertise the project online, specifically on the Fort Bend ISD website. This would probably be put into effect after word of YCKG has spread. Here's a mock-up of my ad on the Fort Bend ISD website and a mock-up of the YCKG website. With regards to sponsorship for my project, I received confirmation from a company by the name of CMIT Solutions of Sugarland to be our sponsor. To recap, YCKG will be a non-profit organization created with the sole purpose of helping students like you and me deal with stress and procrastination. This will help grades improve and assignments be turned in on time, which will be a great improvement to many. Its methods of helping students will include online meetings, a hotline, and a podcast show. Volunteers will consist of high school students and college students. To recruit volunteers, I'm reaching out to family friends and will post ads in high schools, redirecting students to the official YCKG website. I also plan on advertising the program on the Fort Bend ISD website. YCKG wants all of you to know something. You can keep going. Thank you.